Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Columbus, Ohio, and I've got another incredible episode for you guys as I'm going to talk about Intel and its big plans for Columbus. What's up everyone, my name is Brad Winter, and if this is your first time to the channel, make sure you tap on that subscribe button below and you click on the bell so you get notified every single time I do a new video. And in these videos, I tell you everything that you need to know about working, eating, living, playing in the Columbus metro and surrounding areas. And I am also a licensed real estate agent in the state of Ohio, and as much as I love doing these videos for you guys, I would love nothing more to help you with your real estate needs. So if you're thinking about moving or relocating here, make sure you give me a call, shoot me a text message, throw up the smoke signals, whatever you got to do, make sure you do it, because I'm going to have your back when relocating to our incredible city. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Intel and some of the reasoning of why they chose Columbus, the effects that's going to have on us, and again, just a little bit more knowledge of what's going on with this big announcement. Now again, this happened back in January, so this is nothing new. A lot of people that are thinking about moving to Columbus probably already know some of this stuff, and if you live here currently, you definitely heard all the buzz, but I wanted to dive a little bit more into it. So let's check it out. So like I said, this past winter, Intel made a big announcement that they are going to set up shop here in Columbus, which is really cool. They're going to be opening 2 mega microchip factories right outside of New Albany and in between Johnstown. This project's around $20 billion. Yes, $1 billion. And I believe it is the single largest manufacturing investment in the state's history, which is pretty cool. So again, there are a lot of things that are going to be happening, a lot of opinions on this. I would love to hear your comments below of what you think is going to happen to the region now that Intel's coming. How do you feel about it? What are some effects? And if you are excited or if you're really concerned. So just for some geographical reference of where Intel is going to be, you can see on the map that I have posted up there, there is an area of land in Licking County that sits between New Albany and Johnstown that it's going to be annexed. And that means it's going to be under the New Albany kind of umbrella. And we're looking at about 1,000 acres, I believe, that these 2 mega microchip factories are going to sit on. And from everything that I've kind of been reading, and there's some, mixed data out there, I believe they have up to 3,000 acres under their umbrella, because the CEO said it is possible, again, possible, that in the next 10 years, there could be another 6 factories built, which would make Columbus the single largest microchip producer in the world. If that all happened, if all 8 factories were up and running one day, which is really, really wild to me. But again, really cool. I think it's going to do wonders kind of for our city, for the region. It's even going to have a big effect on our state. So I think, I think all this news is good, but again, would love to hear your comments below. So, I get this question a lot from people that are relocating and moving here. Is like, why did Intel choose Columbus, Ohio? Again, I've said this kind of jokingly in a lot of my videos that people think we're a flyover state, we're the cow town, it's boring here. So like, why would something like Intel and its world-renowned name come to Columbus? So a few reasons is A, we've got land. A lot of places do not have the type of land mass that we have as far as it being still so close to the city. I mean, if you live here and you are in downtown Columbus and you drive, let's say 20 to 30 minutes in either direction, you're going to run into cornfields, right? So we have a ton of land that is very attractive to manufacturing companies, and that's one of the biggest reasons why Intel, kind of picked us to set up shop at. Another reason that I thought was pretty interesting is we have over 50 kind of higher education and universities in the region. 50, that's a lot. I tried to name them and I got to like 10. So we have all these different type of higher education, universities, colleges, programs that have a lot of talent. And so much so that Intel is putting around $100 million into these different 50 colleges and universities to ensure that they keep getting talent in here and that they are producing almost employees for Intel after they graduate. So if you look at it just from a standpoint of investing in higher education, I think this is a good thing. Some people have mixed feelings about higher education, but for the job specifically that Intel is going to want, which I'm assuming is a lot of engineers, some tech folks, and marketing, R&D, they're going to need these universities and higher education programs to produce that talent. Yes, there will be a wave of people relocating here because 3,000 jobs is a ton of jobs. And that's what they're projecting to have once the factories and other buildings are up and running. Again, that's another reason why they chose, kind of our region, is because not only we have the land, but we also, have the manpower to support what they're going to need from an employee standpoint. Some things that I didn't know about Intel and kind of what they do a lot of is microchips. On your day-to-day just life, you don't think about what microchips are in, and they're in everything. And you don't realize how much we need them until you have a pandemic, and then you can't get them. So one of the things that's interesting why Intel is making such a massive investment in Columbus, in these factories, is 8 out of every 10 microchips are actually made in Asia. And so that is a big problem when you have something like a pandemic that messes up supply chains, it shuts down the world for a period of time, and then all of a sudden manufacturing companies here in the US and in North America, we can't actually get microchips because they're on a boat in the middle of the ocean somewhere, or they're over in Asia and just can't get them. So makes sense that Intel wants to bring it home and be able to supply, almost not just North America. I'm sure they're going to ship them everywhere, but we can be more reliant on building products here than having to really kind of hope and pray that we can get them somewhere else. Another reason why Intel chose Columbus was because of our location. So I've talked about this before, why a lot of people love living here is in one day's drive, you can get to almost every major city in the Midwest and the East Coast. That's pretty incredible. So if you look at Columbus on a map, we can get to New York City quick, we can get to Chicago, we can get down to Florida. I mean, you can get to Florida in one day's drive if you're really pushing it. And so from a distribution standpoint, this makes a lot of sense for Intel and a lot of its supplier partners, because they're going to be able to manufacture this stuff and get it out to the masses quickly. Also, we're relatively close to Canada. So that's another area that I'm sure they're going to be shipping products into. So again, I think, besides Columbus just having an overall just massive growth spurt, Intel looked at us for those three reasons, from a land, from an education standpoint, and location, and thought, wow, this is a great opportunity. These guys are really on it, and let's make that huge investment. So again, I think this is a great thing. When it comes to real estate, it's already busy, and we already have a supply and demand problem. Are we going to experience it more once Intel starts breaking ground and things really get rolling? My guess is yes. We don't have enough home builders building homes. We don't have enough sellers selling their home. And so we are probably going to experience supply and demand issues here in Columbus. So I think it's important when you're thinking about moving or relocating here is, do you want to wait 2 or 3 years to buy a home, or do you want to try to get in now so you don't have to maybe face higher prices and some of that supply and demand issues that I'm sure we're going to keep having? Overall, I think Intel coming here is going to be really cool. It's going to have a huge effect on the region. From a financial standpoint, I read the other day that the median household income is around $54,000 to $60,000 here in Central Ohio, and the average job that an Intel employee is going to have is right around $135,000. So again, obviously those positions are all over the board, and maybe not everybody's going to be making that, but if that's the average out of 3,000 employees, that only is going to benefit people, their lives, and the region. So again, I do think it's a good idea that we brought Intel here. I think it's having a lot of positive effects. Yes, there are going to be some struggles. I'm sure a lot of people that live out in kind of that Johnstown area in Licking County, giving up a lot of that land, I'm sure does not sit well with a lot of people, and some of the smaller towns are worried about maybe the growth that they're going to see. But if you look at it just from an overall big picture, I think, again, Intel coming here is only going to do wonders for our city. I'd love to hear you guys' comments. It always helps, getting feedback. It starts a good debate. Let me know what you guys think about Intel moving here. If you have any questions, if you are thinking about moving or relocating here, make sure you shoot me a DM. You can call me, text me, whatever you need to do. Make sure you do it, because I'm going to have your back when relocating to our incredible city.